Welcome to another Workshop Wednesday. Carrie is actually busily coming in, and here she is. Turn you on. There we
Hello.
go. Literally coming in hot on two wheels,
Literally.
but your hair looks great.
Well, thanks, because that's what's important, right?
Well, happy birthday to you, Carrie. Your birthday was yesterday.
That's
What
right.
did you do?
I took the entire day off and went to lunch with some girlfriends and shopping and had a good time. So dinner,
Awesome.
ate every meal out that you could, and then had people over for cake. It was an all-day affair. There was nothing cut short at all on the day off.
It was like a wedding, just an
It really
all-day
was.
feeding frenzy. Yeah.
All-day feeding frenzy, yes. And there wasn't any big special number. It was just my day. So
All right. And apparently, we're standing with Ukraine with our border here.
Oh, are we? Oh, good.
Landon was playing around with the different
Okay.
options or backgrounds, so we are showing our support for Ukraine,
Good.
and we do have a. So welcome to another Workshop Wednesday with brought to you by School of Bookkeeping and our cool, comfortable shirts. And
Yes.
since Carrie didn't come in like 10 minutes early, I wanted to discuss something with her. So I'm just going to talk about it now.
There we go. That's how these things go.
Right. So we're actually thinking of maybe doing a drawing for these coveted shirts. Right. So we just put in an order for some new shirts, and a lot of people have been asking about where can I get one of those awesome School of Bookkeeping shirts. So, if you, whoops,
What's Susan talking what you talking about, Susan?
I don't know.
No background,
So,
Dan.
if you can share, either wherever you're watching, share on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're sharing, and then just put in the comments or wherever you're sharing where you shared it. That will enter you into a drawing, and then October. Or, sorry, what month are we in? November.
Just started November. She sees
Yeah,
our trailer.
November. Well, this is my office. This is
Okay.
not the trip.
Oh,
The
I've
background
got
is
squirrel going on here.
so yeah. So if you share it and comment where you shared it, that will enter you into a drawing, and then on the end of August or the end of November, we'll have a live drawing on the Workshop Wednesday to give away one of these cool new shirts that were and
Awesome.
they're very comfortable, coveted, limited edition.
Very limited. Very limited.
Right now,
So
there's 10 in existence, and now we've just
we each have
uh,
5
we
that we rotate. We have shirts
right
Monday through Friday, kind of
Monday through
like
Friday workshop, School of
school
Bookkeeping
bookkeeping
shirts.
shirts.
So we are continuing our sales tax fundamentals. We are missing our guest that would normally be joining us from Avalara. Travis, he decided to go to Mexico.
On
You
vacation?
know, how dare he? But we are
Wow.
going to continue the conversation about sales tax fundamentals, and so the last couple of weeks we talked about nexus, knowing where you need to file and collect and remit sales tax. So just knowing that is part of the main part of the battle. Then the second part is what do you sell? That's what we talked about last week. So we talked about different items that you sell and whether they're taxable and what rate. It could be variable and those types of things. So the next topic that we want to kind of unpack here is, who do you sell to, right? So that is a key factor in determining whether or not you need to collect sales tax for that sale. So, Carrie, what would be the different types of, why does that come into play?
Well, we've learned this the hard way. A customer will call and they order software and it's taxable like normal, and we place the order and they go, "Wait, we were taxed." And I'm like, So am I. I'm taxed. We're all taxed. Everybody gets taxed. Well, some people have exemptions to sales tax. I think sometimes a government entity will, if you're a 501(c)(3), whatever it is, whatever your reason, I can take your word for it, but I don't want to get hit with the tax myself. So then they have to follow with some sort of an exemption certificate to prove that it's not taxable. And and there's different reasons. Some of them make sense to me and some of them don't. Uh, if you're reselling, if you're going to buy inventory for, stock, you don't want to pay sales tax on that till you turn around and sell it. So that's a resale exemption certificate or something like that. And you get that by each state. Sometimes schools get, there's just different things where people don't have to pay sales tax, but most of us do.
So what is the requirement as a business owner when a customer comes to you and says, I'm sales tax exempt? Do you have to collect something, or
We
do
have
you
to
just take their
collect.
word for it?
We don't take their word for it. I mean, as much as I like to trust people, I have trust issues. No, we then collect the exemption certificate to have on file. So in the event of an audit, you have the backing that, yes, this particular sale I did not charge sales tax on, nor did I pay it to you the sales tax commission, because this customer told me this, and here's the certificate to prove it. I mean, to me, that's covering yourself. I mean, of course, the method and the tools that you use to do that can all, can vary, but you need to somehow produce that document in the event of an audit.
Got it.
And then when you go to turn around, if you're selling it to, like, if you're the one who is calculating and charging the sales tax and being in charge of that, that's one thing. But if you're like us, often we, do the sale and we're actually running the sale through the third party vendor, then the third party vendor would be the one asking us, okay, you're bringing me this sale and I'm going to charge them sales tax like I charge everybody. And I go, wait, this one doesn't. I have to produce the documents on their behalf.
So as
No,
as someone
I
who
don't.
is a reseller, right? They're buying something to sell it, and they're going to be collecting and remitting the sales
Yeah,
tax from their customer. They need to provide whoever they're buying it from as a reseller certificate, um,
right. Or they'll
that
get
that
double
sales tax
taxed.
exemption, right?
Yeah. So
And
we've
but
had,
then
we've
there,
had
then
to do that as well.
now that brings up a different type of sales tax that could potentially enter into the equation, called use tax,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
which is like the worst thing to call a tax, because when you're trying to search for use tax, uh, it could be called use. You know, Google may interpret that as use tax instead of use tax. So it's really hard to get those keywords properly when you're doing that. When you're searching for the answer, right? Um, find out about my uh, hold on a second here. We are getting
Spam attack.
a YouTuber that is putting up some pretty horrible things. Um, so we had to block that person. Um, the the um, the challenge of doing live workshops. Never know who's gonna flow in here. So
Not nice people. Sorry.
exactly. So so the use tax could potentially be an issue. What is use tax? Carrie?
Use tax. That's a good question. I guess I really don't know. So I'm going to guess. Can I guess? Do you have the answer?
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. So is use tax when you have bought something that you didn't pay sales tax for? Like, let's say I kept inventory and then I wanted to grab a computer that I would have sold. Somebody needs to pay the sales tax, or I guess I would just invoice myself that with sales tax. I mean, use tax, why would you pay use tax if you're paying sales tax when you go to the grocery store? You've already paid it. You're going to pay it again?
Right.
Or is it
So,
the things that you somehow have bypassed tax, like
right.
Amazon? I don't pay sales tax on Amazon, but I should. That's what it is, right?
Well, is my understanding about use tax is that, and this is what we'll have to ask Travis next week um, when he's back from Mexico. But use tax, is my understanding, is that when you buy something and you don't pay sales tax, when you buy something and you don't pay sales tax on it, but you're going to use it for your business, then you need to pay a use tax, for that, and that comes into play there. And I'm trying to get rid of this grandma at the, the bottom of
This
my.
grandma is not the
This
grandma
is
you
not a
think
very
she
good
is.
grandma.
Kinda reminds me
Uh,
of the Three Little Pigs and
yeah,
the no, Little Red
I
Riding
can't get
Hood,
rid of it. There it is. Thank
and
you,
that grandma,
Landon. If you got rid of that, thank you.
it was more of a wolf. That's what this YouTuber is, not a good
Yeah.
grandma.
So looks like Susan shared it on both her Facebook page and LinkedIn. So I guess that gives her uh,
Oh.
two entries. She really wants one of those shirts. So if you want to compete with Susan, which
Yeah, beat
that's not a great
Susan.
idea to
Look,
try to
she's
compete with
raising
Susan.
because you will not win, but try.
Yeah. All right. So, and MJ is saying that I was correct in the
Oh,
use tax
good.
definition. So,
I got too
yay.
distracted with this evil grandma from Little Red Riding Hood.
So when it comes to who do you sell things to? These are the kind of things that kind of flow into the come into the conversation. And of course, as we talked with Travis, all of that burden comes to you as a business owner to kind of know that, and working with your your prospective tax agency to be able to correctly account for that. But you bring up some good best practices. If you do have a customer who is tax exempt, to get that certificate from them, so that in the event of an audit, of a sales tax audit, you can at least provide that that justification to them.
Interesting
And
stuff.
and we're
Hey, it's really
oh,
interesting when you don't do it because you don't wanna pay
yeah,
a penalty and stuff. You wanna make sure.
exactly, yeah. So that's really the kind of nutshell of who do you sell to when it comes to sales tax fundamentals, and then just keeping in mind that use tax situation may flow into that if you're the person that is exempt from the sales tax. Someone is going to pay tax on it if it's a taxable item in some way, right? So it's the government wants to get their fair share, um, in some way. So just keep that in mind when you're collecting and remitting sales tax. That the customer may be exempt, or you may be exempt from having to pay sales tax. So next week we'll talk about. So we did what do you sell, who do you sell it to, and then the last part is where. Where do you sell? So that's what we're going to talk about next week on the sales tax fundamentals of our workshop. So we appreciate you joining today. Any closing comments, Carrie? Besides, look at my hair; it looks so pretty.
You're doing it. I can't stop looking at it. My closing comments would be, we're trying to highlight that sales tax isn't like it used to be. It used to be kind of simple and everything got blown out of the water. So we're just trying to break it down so that our audience is at least familiar with the terms. Even I'm learning as we go. And we have our good folks at Avalara with they have better onboarding experience than going to the big website. Don't go straight to the big website. Go to our friends so you get some better treatment, and they'll make sure that you get to the right folks. It's not an easy thing to do, but you either want to learn it and become them or work with them and get it done right. Is my opinion.
Exactly. And I'm sorry I got a little distracted here. I'm in Spokane, Washington, on our final leg of bringing my son across the country, and I'm seeing snow flurries.
Nice. We have I could go to the beach over here on the East Coast. It's
Oh,
so
shush.
pretty. I'm not a big fan
So
of snow, so better you than me.
yeah.
That is exciting.
So we'll see you next week. Who knows where I'll be at another workshop Wednesday, and we hope you all have a great week.
And go and look at the notes here, Dan. If you haven't already done it, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel. We put the
Exactly.
link right there in the notes for you. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a great, great week.
Bye bye.